This is Eric Posapel from Body Morph Pros. I'm here with NPC super heavyweight competitor Kevin Cree. We just finished a bicep and tricep workout at the USA gym down in Bridgeview, Chuck Sanow, his gym. So I want to talk to Kevin a little bit about the workout and kind of give you guys an introduction to who he is. So Kev, being only that you're 23 years old, a lot of people that are going to watch this may or may not know who you are. So maybe talk a little bit about how you got into bodybuilding, your athletic background, and then we'll talk about some of the shows you did. So start with what got you into all this.
I started off playing hockey when I was probably like 8 or 9 years old. I played hockey for like 10 to 12 years, but I was always more into working out than all of the sports. I would usually ditch the practices for hockey to go work out. And then once I was done with high school, I stopped playing hockey because there was no point anymore unless you played for a college. So that's when I decided to get into bodybuilding, and that's where I am now.
All right, so you actually started competing pretty young. Your first show was which one?
My first show was the Ironman when I was 19 years old.
And that you won the teenage class in that, correct?
Yes, I did.
And what did you weigh for that show? Because, I mean, a lot of guys coming up, they're like, oh, I'm a big guy, I'm this, I'm that. But at 19, you weighed what? And this is on stage weight.
At 19, I was 184 on stage.
Taking the whole class. So that's extremely impressive. So I wanted to kind of voice it out because, you know, a lot of people at 19 barely weigh 180 as it is, and you're competing at 180, so it's pretty impressive. So obviously, you caught the bug from that first show?
Yeah, after that, then I did another one a week later, but I overate, which is expected. And then after that, I found out I had to get shoulder surgery. So the next few months, I did that. I had to recover from all of that stuff.
So let's talk about that shoulder surgery for a second. What, that was a hockey injury?
It was either hockey or snowboarding, but they said it had been torn for probably about a year and a half. So when I did my first two shows, it was already torn. So afterwards, after gaining the weight back, it got too bad to the point where I couldn't deal with it. Then I had the surgery. I was out for probably like 4 to 6 months. They told me
which as a bodybuilder is always very easy to sit and do nothing for 4 to 6 months.
Yeah, it was great. It was a great time. After that, they told me I wouldn't be able to do what I was doing beforehand. They told me I wouldn't be able to work out for like 7 months after the surgery. I started working out again after probably like a month and a half. Did all the rehab on my own, and yeah, what they said didn't seem to happen.
Yeah, and here you are at 23. Now you just turned 23 in February? January. Okay. So we just turned 23. So let's back up a second. So you rehabbed, and then we competed again, and you did the Mid-Illinois in 2011 or 2012?
2012. I did the Mid-Illinois in 2012, and I competed as a heavyweight, and I took third out of 15 people, and then that was the only show I did for that year.
Okay, so you went back to the drawing board, and again, I think put on more size, right? And then we come to 2013, and you compete at the Illinois State, and you move up yet another class, and you weighed, what did you weigh for Illinois State?
For Illinois State, I was 235. So for my first show when I was 19, I was 184. The second show, or the other show I did in 2012, I was on stage at 220. This year, I was on stage at the Ironman at 235. And then the show following that, 4 weeks later, I was on stage at 247.
Yeah. And just so people understand, when you were at the Mid-Illinois, and only this because I followed some of your career, so when you were at the Mid-Illinois, you looked good, but you were a lot tighter and drier at Illinois State, considering that you were a good 15 pounds heavier.
Yeah.
So obviously, progress is coming. So we sit here now, did the Illinois State, you ran into a brick wall of competitors at Illinois State, a lot of national level competitors. You had Matt Kuba, Jim Swanson, who's done the USAs and Nationals a couple times, and I can't remember the other guy's name. They actually won the second place there, but or I'm sorry, first place. But took fourth in a very tough super heavyweight class. It's rare that you'll run into a super heavyweight class that deep, and they had what 8 or 9 guys in that class. So Yeah, so so that was pretty tough. So we sit here now, and obviously your goal is to bulk up this off season. What are you currently sitting at now, weight wise?
Currently, I weigh 275, and it just fluctuates around there right now.
So let's talk a little bit about your diet, because I know at this young, metabolism is still pretty fast. When you get old, to be like me, you have to slow down your eating. But about how many calories are you eating a day, or how many meals are you getting a day?
Right now I'm getting usually like 7 meals on average, and usually 5 of them will be clean, and 2 of them will be like something decently clean, or like Chipotle, or something to just fill the meal.
Let's be honest, there's some McDonald's in there too.
There's a lot of McDonald's in there.
So, and considering the fact you're having 2 cheat meals a day, which most people don't have in a week, you're still extremely lean.
Yeah,
at 275 pounds.
I was pretty surprised with that.
So obviously age is still on your side, so that's helping you. And obviously your metabolism, it's almost like you're built to be doing this. So do you have a goal weight in mind for this off season, or are you just going to kind of see what happens?
My goal was 280, but I'm like 4 pounds away from that, so I'm just going to go with whatever happens, and then try to come in next year higher than the 250s.
So have you decided on some shows for next year then?
Next year I'm planning on doing Junior Nationals in June, and then depending how I do there, I wanted to do USA's in Vegas.
Okay. Yeah, because you're qualified through next year because of the Titan that you took second place in, correct?
Yeah, and then I might do state. I haven't decided on that one yet.
You're going to kind of just see how you look at that point and maybe jump in. And it's always nice when you go to the national level shows. It's a crapshoot. You don't know if you're going to qualify or not, because that top 5 will give you 2 years. But if you don't get in that top 5, sometimes you do an earlier show just to make sure you have that qualification for the next year, as opposed to having to re-qualify every year, which becomes kind of a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
And we know how much you love the diet.
Yeah. It's great.
So today we came to the USA Gym down in Bridgeview. For those of you that haven't been here, it's one of the last super hardcore gyms in the suburbs. You've got Quad's Gym downtown, which is pretty hardcore, and then you've got Chuck Sanow's USA Gym down here, and we've doing a few videos down here. Super cool gym, a lot of old school stuff. They have the vertical leg press here, some of the dip machines, some cool hamstring machines. So we came in to do some arm training. Obviously, your arms are pretty big for a 23-year-old kid. So we started with a tricep extension, a one-arm tricep extension with a rope. Now, when you come in, do you normally have a plan laid out, or do you just kind of go by how you feel?
I have somewhat of a plan, but I've been doing it for a while, so I'll have an idea of workouts that I want to try to do, and depending how I feel, I'll pick the ones that I think will give me a better pump.
Okay, so we started with the one-arm extension. Looks like you do about 4 sets per every exercise, and then that last one you tend to do more of like a drop set or kind of a pump set. Is that pretty standard through your workouts?
For most of them, yeah. I change it around like every few weeks. Sometimes I'll do more sets, less reps, or anything of the sort, more holds, more drop sets, anything to just change it up.
Okay. And was coming here, obviously you train at your own gym through the week, coming here, bit of a variety for you, or was it a little more confusing because you didn't know where everything was?
It's more variety. I try to go to a lot of different gyms because a lot of places have different machines, so it's all different angles, and I just think that would build the muscle better for the sport. Okay,
so now do you have a favorite body part to train? It's probably legs, right?
It is not legs. I don't necessarily have a favorite. I mainly just try to work on right now. I'm working on trying to get my arms, my chest bigger, and I want to get my back wider, so that's most of my focus at this point in time.
Is that kind of what you feel is lacking to take you to the next level, is the arm size, the chest and thickness, and then the back width?
Yeah, and then just making everything fit with the rest of my body.
Now, how have you changed your training from before to now to address some of those issues?
Like my off-season training? Or
Yeah.
I'm actually training.
Yeah, instead of taking time off. That was where I was getting at, because I know last year you worked out like 4 days a week.
And ate like 3 meals.
Yeah, so this is this is going to be your first official off season that you've ever had, and obviously it seems to be working out well for you.
Yeah, it's working pretty well.
Now, so I know one of your focuses is chest, and I know you're doing something kind of different for your chest. You're rotating it in about every 4 or 5 days, regardless of the day. Where'd you come up with that idea, and is it working?
I feel like it's working. It's grown a lot, but so has the rest of my body, so it still looks smaller in comparison. But I'm probably going to keep doing it as long as I can get enough meals in and enough rest. As long as when I come back to it, it's not sore, then that's what I'm going to keep doing.
Yeah, we didn't get to see it too much in this video, only because it's an arm workout, but you move some extremely heavy weight for someone that's only 23 years old. And I don't mean to knock on your age or anything, but you know, a lot of bodybuilders in general don't move this much weight in their entire career. And then the fact that you're only 23, like I've watched you bench we were doing chest just the other day, and you had 4 plates on the incline, and it was the end of the workout, and you were banging that out for reps. You know, you're one leg pressing 7 and 8 plates. You know, you're squatting 6 and 7 plates. I mean, so you move a lot of heavy weight. Do you have any kind of joint issues or anything with that, or does it feel pretty comfortable to go that heavy?
No, I haven't had any issues. Like my elbows will get like almost like achy, but as long as I keep certain things in my diet, that's completely avoidable. And I've never had any issues with my knees or anything of the sort.
You are lucky. When you get to my age, you'll have plenty. And I know I preach this to you all the time, but you get to my age, you'll feel how old you really are. So enjoy it while you can. But super impressive physique. But back to the workout. So we started with the one arm ropes. You kind of alternated biceps and triceps. Is that something you always do, or how do your workouts usually go for arms?
I'll change it. So like one of the days I'll do that. I'll alternate back and forth. One of the days I will do bicep workout, and then immediately following that a tricep workout. So it's just 3 sets of both of them, but one will be right after the other. So it's like a 20-30 minute workout. Or other days I will just do everything for one, and then I'll do everything for the other muscle. And I just rotate between that because I try to hit arms twice a week too.
So you went from the one arm rope, we went to barbell curls over in the corner, which you went pretty heavy, a plate on, which we did a drop set on. From there you went over to the one arm overhead extension on the dumbbells, which I think we went up to, what, 60 pounds there?
Yeah, 60 on that.
I'm only telling people because some of the weights you couldn't read, and I know some of the people watching this are going to want to know how much weight you were doing and everything, because everyone likes to hate and pick on people's videos. So 60 pound one arm dumbbells, and then we went back to the bicep, which used that machine you hadn't used before, which was kind of like a seated high preacher curl. And I know we got to the machine and it was like, oh, it's only 110 pounds on here, but you seem to like that machine in comparison to some of the others you've used.
Yeah, it's more of like a stretch for your bicep. I like a lot of the ones where it's like a higher motion. It's just a different angle. I feel like it works a lot better.
Okay, so then we went there, and then we went back to the standing dip machine, which I've never seen a standing dip machine like the one that we used here today. So that was actually pretty cool. How did that feel?
Yeah, I thought it looked kind of odd. I was kind of making fun of it at first, and I tried it, and it seemed to work pretty well in comparison with the other one, because the normal dip machine at my weight will hurt my joints, and that one didn't seem to do that.
Okay, so we went from there, and then you kind of finished with a high cable curl, supersetting with some hammer curls. Yeah. Any reason to superset that one and not superset some of the others?
No, it was just the end of my workout, and I wanted to at least get like hammer curls in somewhere in the workout, so I just superset it in with the last one.
Now, currently, you're still doing a little bit of cardio in the off season. Talk about that for a second.
I'm still doing like 20 to 25 minutes on an incline on the treadmill a day, and then I'm still doing abs 3 days a week, and then I plan on doing that all of my off season.
And the reason for because I know a lot of guys when they bulk they won't do any cardio. The reason for adding some cardio in?
I feel like it helped me overall, because like the heavier I get, the harder it gets to breathe. So that's been helping a lot with that, and I don't want to get sloppy. Like I'd rather maintain like a shape
Yeah, you don't want to be the guy that's walking around 55, 60 pounds overweight, right?
Yeah.
So, we've got, I don't know how many months now. What is this? This is October, so we got about 7 months till you compete. You're looking pretty good, pretty impressive. I hope people watch this video and appreciate the size. It's hard to see it from a video, but anyone you want to give a shout out to or thanks to for kind of helping you along your journey?
I definitely like to thank my sponsors, Genetic Supplements and Till You Collapse Fitness Apparel. They've helped me out a lot. And then I'd like to thank my parents, my family, and my coach.
All right, so if people want to get a hold of you, maybe if they have questions, they want to talk to you, maybe if they want to hire you for your expertise, or if they want to talk to you about sponsorships, how do people get a hold of Kevin Cree?
You can follow me on Instagram at Kevin Cree, or you can contact me on Facebook. Just look for Kevin Cree.
Okay. So we will hopefully keep an eye on you. We'd like to film some other videos, maybe like a back workout and a chest workout, just because I think those are pretty impressive body parts. I've seen you move some heavy weights, so it'd be cool to watch those. But until those, we'll keep an eye on you. We'll put up the pictures. People can see you at the shows because you'll be working some of the booths for Body Morph now that we've kind of talked about that, right?
Yep, I'll be at those shows.
Awesome. So for you guys that are watching the video that want to talk to Kevin, you'll see him at Badger State, October 19th. He'll be with us at the Ironman, November 2nd, here in Chicago, and at the Rockford Show, the Mid-States Classic, November 16th. So you can come and talk to him there. Otherwise, get with him on Instagram and Facebook. But until then, on behalf of Kevin Cree, this is Eric Posaple with Body Morph Pros, and we'll see you at the gym. Thanks, Kevin.